On another note, Australia's gateway to Asia and only tropical capital city, Darwin is fast becoming a top-end destination in the top end. Perched on the Timor Sea and famous for its fiercely red sunsets, Darwin is a cultural and cosmopolitan hub that's steeped in history, and with more than 50 nationalities represented, the fusion food on offer is a major and surprising culinary drawcard for the town's tourism. To tell us more about the city is Adam Ford from the Big Bus Tour and Travel Guide. Adam, welcome back to the program. Good to see you. Talk to us.
Nadine, always good to see you.
Talk to us about Darwin, and perhaps start with when is the best time to head that way?
Yeah, for sure. What an amazing Aussie travel destination this is. It's got a bit of a frontier-like feel. It's a bit wild and woolly. You sort of think that anything could possibly happen, but there's some great things going on in Darwin, as you said. Best time to visit is, well, most people like to visit during the dry season, which runs from May through to September. That's characterised by, you know, hot days but low humidity and also balmy nights. That's when you get those spectacular sunsets that you mentioned, which are caused by the smoke haze of the burning off of the speargrass across the top end. So really spectacular time to visit. The wet season runs from October through to April. It's characterised by hot days, high humidity. You do get these spectacular monsoonal rainstorms across the top end, spectacular, and you're also going to save a little bit on your hotel during that particular period.
Right. So what do you think are the main sites that you have to check off the list if you're going to the actual city of Darwin, so within the city confines?
Yeah, for sure. There's some great things to see right in the heart of the city. You've got the Northern Territory Art Gallery and Museum up there, which is a must-see. You've also got the Mindle Beach Markets, which a lot of visitors like to check out on Thursdays and Sundays. If you want to get up close and personal with some of the top-end's wildlife, right in the heart of the town there, you've got Crocosaurus Cove. Now, I'm no great fan of wildlife parks, but I actually found this a really informative opportunity just to learn a bit more about this prehistoric predator. They've got all sorts of things going on there. You can be lowered into one of the enclosures at feeding time with 1,000 kilograms of hungry croc, if that's your thing. But that's a very popular tourist destination or activity right in the heart of town. Also, just out of town on the Darwin waterfront, that's a whole revamped precinct. They've got the Wave Lagoon pool down there. That's very popular with families. Also, the Saltwater Recreational Lagoon, which is a great spot for a sunny snooze or perhaps to read the latest headlines in the NT News.
Mm-hmm. Always worth a look. So
there's quite a bit going on around town.
All right,
Sorry, say that again.
And then when you want to get out of town, I mean, is it worthwhile to day trip outside the city?
Absolutely. There's some fantastic day trips just outside of Darwin. There's a company called Wetland Cruises which does a day tour out to the Corroboree Billabong, which is about 2 hours east of Darwin. That's a great experience. You get to see the saltwater crocodiles in their natural environment, also freshies and spectacular bird life. It's a 2.5-hour cruise. Definitely worth having a look at that. And for something a little bit different, I actually joined a company called Top End Day Tours out to West Arnhem Land. Now, this was extraordinary. It's not something that a lot of people get to do. Arnhem Land is obviously a restricted area. You need permits to enter. We drove out to this Aboriginal settlement at Gunbalanya and visited the Injalak Arts and Crafts Centre there. You get to see Indigenous artists at work, and then you get to go on a sort of a guided walking tour with one of the local artists out to see some sacred rock art sites. It was just a phenomenal experience, and what I really loved about it was it's an opportunity to spend some time with an Indigenous Australian on country, and it's just not an opportunity that a lot of us here on the eastern seaboard or down south really get to experience. So that was fantastic.
Absolutely. Okay, so where should we be staying or looking to stay if we're travelling to Darwin?
Yes, I've got a couple of great executive retreats for you. The first one's down on the Darwin waterfront, the Adina Apartment Hotel Darwin waterfront. Very contemporary, stylish accommodation. They offer studios and one-bedroom options there, so a little bit of extra space with kitchen facilities. But you do have access to all the fantastic cafes and restaurants on the waterfront. The other one is up in town, the Oaks Eland Darwin, located very close to the town centre, so it's an easy walk to all the city attractions. A very stylish, sophisticated stay. They've got hotel rooms, also 1- and 2-bedroom apartments. I stayed in a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, phenomenal. I could absolutely lived in this apartment. Great views of the city and the water. They've got an outdoor lap pool there. They've got a gym and all the amenities you'd expect. So have a look at both of those. Great value.
Okay, and off the top, Adam, I mean, we mentioned the fusion food that's on offer in Darwin because it actually is quite cosmopolitan in the true sense of the word. So what can we expect as far as dining experiences go?
Yeah. You know what, Nadine, I'm actually going to push the boat out a little bit here. And I'm going to say that that is going to be the biggest surprise of your visit to Darwin. The food is phenomenal. So you've got lots of creativity on the go. You've got lots of innovation. And I really think that, you know, some of the other key tourist centres around Australia could really take a leaf out of Darwin's book because they've got such a pride in what they're doing. And it really comes across in the food. One of the must-tries is Little Miss Korea, which is housed in a former Woolworths supermarket loading dock, if you can believe it. They're a modern Korean eatery. They do a traditional barbecue at the table, but also a la carte menu. They were named the top NT restaurant in the Fin Review's Top 100 Restaurants in Australia for 2016. Fantastic. Tried the tempura prawns and also the slow-roasted beef cheek there. Another great option is Wharf One, food and wine down on the Darwin waterfront. Modern Australian cuisine with an emphasis on local produce there. They've got a wood-fired grill. They do these phenomenal wood-fired king prawns, which are not to be missed, and also gin-cured salmon. So both of those options are a lot of fun. And just quickly, one last one, the Pearl, Darwin. A little bit of Parisian-inspired glamour in the heart of Darwin, if you can believe it. Located in the courtyard of the historic Victoria Hotel.
Yep.
They do a contemporary menu with a French twist, so definitely worth having a look at that as well.